So this is a live trading session and market is currently open. So I just spotted an opportunity in Tata Motors and let me explain how to trade this. So if you look at today's session, that is 30th of December, Tata Motors actually gave an initial buy signal at this point where my cursor is currently, that is somewhere around 178. And since then, price has moved up and you can clearly spot these bullish candles on the chart. And do look at the corresponding volumes in these candles. Volumes are clearly high. So in this particular chart, if you see now, we have seen a pullback happening from about 181 level, and this is where price had stalled around 12:30 p.m. and even at 1:30 p.m. you are seeing that price is not able to go past this resistance level for the day. So what I would do if I see such a pattern playing out is I would place a buy order at this particular point at 179.9, that is, and I would then so hypothetically, if you just place a buy order here at 179.9, and so that has got executed, and I'll just open up a trade in my account as well. Just give me a couple of seconds, guys.
Click on the subscribe button and bell icon to get instantly notified when a new video is uploaded. Thank you for subscribing.
Yeah, so I have opened up a trade in Tata Motors at 179.9. So what I expect is that stock would at least go up to 181.5, or even if it goes up to about 181.3, you would then still make about 1.5 rupees on the stock. Now while that is from a day trading point of view, it may not be that great of a trade, but still getting about 0.5 to 0.7% on day trading basis is considered good. So this is the first episode of live intraday trading for beginners series, and in this particular series I intend doing at least 50 episodes so that you can get hands-on experience about my overall thought process and how I execute trades as market is open. Now this current trade in Tata Motors is based on retracement, that is price has moved up and price then retraced from 181 to about 179.5, and that is where we have taken entry. And I would be looking to scale out at 181.5 or even at 182.5 because I do spot some strong momentum in the market. Now as far as stop loss is concerned, and when I edit this video I will place a stop loss line, but as far as stop loss is concerned for this trade, now we got an entry at 179.75, that is on this platform as I was showing you. And for me, the stop loss would be somewhere around 179 or let's say 178.5. So if you now focus on the cursor, now this is a wide range candle and look at the volumes here. Now these 3-4 candles which has brought price down, look at the volumes. Volumes are on the lower side. So what this tells me is that retracement has happened on back of low volumes, and it gives me more conviction when it comes to holding this trade for rest of the day. Now I think it is somewhere around 1:45 p.m. and there's still about good 1.5 hours left for the market to close, and I would certainly expect Tata Motors to now go back to at least 181 and 182.5 because momentum is on the higher side. So what I'll do is when I finish recording this session, I'll edit out those portions where I'm not talking about anything, so that as the video plays out, only those sections will come up where I am trying to show something with respect to price, volume, VWAP indicator and MVWAP indicator. So it's 1:46 p.m. and based on the recent candles, I can anticipate that Tata Motors will eventually move to something like 181.5 or even 182. The thing is, volume is on the higher side as price is trying to move up. And even if you spot momentum, all wide range bullish candles that I showed you a couple of minutes back, those all indicate that path of least resistance is clearly on the upside. So I won't be surprised if Tata Motors eventually moves to about 182 or even 183 from here on. So as of now, it is 2:05 p.m. and there you see we have seen some up movement happening in Tata Motors. Price has moved from 179.5 to about 181, which was the previous resistance level. So what I'll do is I'll just mark out a horizontal line here. so that it's easy to refer to. Now, as price is approaching this resistance level, there are a couple of points that I do worry about. The first thing is, look at all these candles through which Tata Motors has moved higher from 179.5 to 181, and now look at these volumes that I'm showing you. There's hardly any volume expansion visible. So my guess is that price won't be able to take out this resistance level immediately. It will sort of pause here, consolidate, and then we will see, based on further volume analysis, if this trade is still viable for the day. Because if volume starts expanding on the downside, then I would be more likely to book out losses or whatever profit I have for the trade. So currently price is at 181, approximately 180.8, and I had entered at 179.75. So we are getting about 1 rupee per trade, per stock, that is. So let us just check back and see what happened as time progresses. So it's 2:27 p.m. and my guess was right. Tata Motors has not been able to cross the region of 181.2. That was the previous resistance region. And the reason was pretty simple. From 179.5 to about 181, the upside that we saw was on back of very low volumes, and that is usually a sign that resistance won't be crossed. So let's give this stock more time, because I still think that overall structure of stock is very bullish, and we should eventually see resistance level being taken out, and stock would eventually go to, let's say, 182.5 or even 183. So it's closer to 2:55 p.m. and now I am seeing some sort of activity happening in Tata Motors. Look at the volume spike that is coming in. Now, if my guess is right, I think Tata Motors should take out this resistance level now, because unlike the previous time where there were no volumes, look at the volume expansion that is happening. Now, price is facing some resistance again, but just on back of pure volume activity, I can tell you that there are some strong participants now present in Tata Motors, and I do feel that at any moment price would take out this resistance region of 181.2. So let us just hold on a bit, and so there you go. There is some sort of expansion now happening, and it could be any minute before price would. So there you go. That resistance region is now being breached, in my opinion. And again, focus on the volume activity, because this is what is telling you that Tata Motors is finally trying to break out. Now, one more new candle is forming. Again, see, look at this wide range candle here, and look at the volume activity. This is what you have to take note of as a day trader. As price moved up, volume were on the lower side, but look at the breakout candle. That is what I want you to focus upon, and the volume. So it's now 2:55 p.m. and 25 seconds. And had this breakout happened at 2 p.m. or let's say 1:30 p.m., then I would have been inclined to hold this stock for the day. Now what I'll do is, since it's closer to 3 p.m., I'll just have a fixed percentage exit in mind. Already our entry price was 179.75, and currently stock is at 181.75. So based on how the breakout has happened and based on volume activity, I think Tata Motors should head towards 182.5 at least. I won't be surprised if it even crosses 183, 183.5. See, it's important for you to analyze here what has happened in between. After I entered the trade and the breakout happened, there were these series of candles which were forming on the chart. Volume activity was limited, and usually what happens is a trader would take a position where I took in Tata Motors and would expect immediate movement in the stock. Now, that is not how stock market works, or let's say even that is not how day trading works. At times the movement happens immediately, but there are these phases where you have to go through, where price just does not move, and it is important for you to not over analyze what is happening during that phase, because that is what will cause you to prematurely exit your position. And keeping this in mind, actually I did a video last week about the same concept that I'm explaining here, that you don't need to over analyze each candle that is forming on the chart, because usually those are the phases where you will exit your position, and then you will see stock moving in the direction of where you anticipated it to move. So this is an important point that you have to keep in mind when you are day trading or even trading over short term. So here Tata Motors is at 181.75, and even look at the current candle's volume. It has surpassed volume of the previous candle. The only thing is that candle body is not strong. So we have about 2 minutes left for the candle to close. And if we get a strong candle body here, then that would be another sign to hold on to this stock for another 10-15 minutes, because I do feel based on the current structure, 182.5 or even 183 should show up. So let us just hold on a bit and look at what is happening. Currently we are getting a doji shaped candle, which is not always great to see, but still about 2 minutes are left for the candle to close out. And let us see how the closing eventually pans out, because based on the closing of this candle, I'll decide whether I have to close out my position immediately, or I have to hold out for another 10-15 minutes, because it's already 3 p.m. and only 30 minutes are left for the market to close. So this is my first attempt of taking out a live video and simultaneously trading in my own account, because this is something I don't do. It does not suit my psychological profile. But I do understand that with so many videos that I've done, there is a need somewhere to post out live sessions as well. Look at the candle that is forming now. I mean, there has been some remarkable improvement from a doji candle to now a wide range candle, which appears to be closing strongly. So do let me know in the comments section below if you want to see more such videos, because based on your response, I'll decide whether I need to make this a regular feature or not. If the response is good, I will definitely consider releasing at least one such video every week. I do plan to do about 50 such episodes of live trading, so that you get good amount of experience. So look at the candle, look at the volume that is coming in. Always remember as a day trader that price activity and volume always determines what is going to happen. So the better you can read these two together, the more it will benefit you in terms of day trading and short-term trading. So clearly, I mean, you can see that this candle is closing out pretty strongly, about 6 seconds left. So look at this range of this candle, it's pretty wide. Look at all this volume activity, look at these volumes here. Now, it was not difficult to anticipate Tata Motors would do well. Just look at all these wide range bullish candles that I'm marking out currently on the chart. All these are wide range candles signaling presence of strong participants in the market. And also look at all the corresponding volume activity that happened with these candles. There was clear indication that there was some strong participants present, and for the day at least, Tata Motors would move up. So price is currently at 182.5. That is what I had anticipated, and I won't be surprised to see price even move above 183 towards 183.5. It is just that because it's 3 p.m. and usually I close out my trades between 3 p.m. and 3:15 p.m. I'll just sort of exit it here. So let me just go back to the paper trading. So I'll just square off the position. So this is a close position, and I'll just close out my position here. So from 179.75, where is the summary? I'll just open up the summary for you. So this is history, yeah. So from 179.75, we could get out at 182.45, which is still pretty good. So I will just summarize the key points of live intraday trading episode 1. The first point was to track volume activity consistently. Now this is something that can even help you anticipating movement of a stock. Now back in Tata Motors, I did tell you that stock would move to about 183, 183.5. Now I just checked that by the time the session ended, actually Tata Motors went up to 184. So this is one key aspect you always have to keep in mind. The second aspect I want you to focus upon is the importance of wide range candles and linking price and volume activity together. Now when Tata Motors initially was trying to break out above 181, I clearly stated that it would find it difficult to do so based on the low volume activity. And the second time around when I told you that price would eventually take out the resistance level was again back on combining price and volume activity together. So do keep this aspect in mind. And if you go behind and look at the trade that I've taken, it is based on the concept of price being with respect to VWAP indicator and MVWAP indicator. Now I've done series of videos on this, and in case you're a beginner to this channel, you can watch all these videos to understand the concept behind these live trades that I'm taking.